Hi everyone, today we'll start making this cool cauldron with whiting liquid in Blender. In this first part, we'll cover all the modeling. Let's get to it. So let's start modeling the cauldron. We're gonna hit Shift A, Mesh, and UV Sphere. We're gonna hit Tab to enter Edit mode. We're gonna select those top faces, hit Ctrl plus a few times to expand selection, X, and Faces. Then we're going to select the top loop right there and scale that out a bit with S. Now we have to shape this. I'm gonna select this loop right here, hit O for proportional editing, or you can just click this button right here, and we're gonna scale this. We can adjust the influence of that with the mouse wheel. So I kind of like this shape. Yeah, I kind of like it. Then I'll probably select those bottom ones and bring them up a bit to get a round bottom, something like that. So I like this shape for now. Please be free to create your own shapes, what you like the most. We can exit now the proportional editing. Now let's create the thickness of it. We're gonna select that top loop right there, hit E, and then right click, then S to scale it. This should be fine. We can go to the front view hitting 1, then Z, wireframe. We can hit E and Z and strew that inside. Let's scale that a bit. Mind that we don't have to do this all the way down. It's just enough for us to get some thickness. So this should be totally enough. All right, still on the front view on wireframe, I want to go to vertex selection and select half of the cauldron. Just make sure that it's a clean selection. Then we can click X and say faces. We can go back to solid view and object mode. Then let's go to the modifiers tab and add a mirror modifier. Good. Now let's start working on the handles. We can go to the side view, tab to enter edit mode. We can select these two faces right there. And on front view, we can start extruding them a bit, just like that. Then we can rotate to something like this. We could do an S and X 0 to just get it flat. Something like this. Then we can extrude this again, and something like that will probably do. We can select those top faces and bottom faces, and we could hit I to inset that, then X and faces. We have to take care with those edges right here because they are kind of overlapping. So just bring them back a bit. We could also select that loop and hit S, Z, and 0 to make him flat. And if you want to, we can select these 3 edges right there and say S, X, and 0 to make that perfectly square. Move them back a bit. Same thing with these ones, S, X, and 0. All right, now let's select that loop. Then Shift-Alt-Click this one right here. And we're gonna hit F3 and type in bridge. Then click Bridge Edge Loops. That would create those faces for us. We're going to the modifiers tab and add a subdivision surface and give it 2 subdivisions. We can right-click this and say Shade Smooth. Now it's really a matter of tweaking these handles. So I'm gonna just disable the subdivision surface inside the edit mode, just clicking here. And let's see what we can do. I think we could select this edge, and maybe these here. We could scale that in to make it rounder. We could do the same thing with these outer ones and just scale them in just like that. Let's see how that looks. All right, so we definitely will need more edge loops here. So I'm gonna hit Control R, edge loop right there. Same thing here. So that is looking better. I think we really need to do again the flattening thing. So let's just select those two loops, S, Z, and 0. Now that looks a lot better. I think I want to move these loops a bit up. So let's just go G and Z. All right, let's flatten those top ones too. So S, Z, and 0. Cool. That looks a lot better. Now what I want to do is to select all these loops. Yeah, all these. The bottom ones. And on front view, I want to rotate them so they feel a bit more natural. So let's keep tweaking the shape of the cauldron. Now we're going to hit Control R, and we're going to use our mouse wheel to get two new edge loops right there. And right click to leave them in the middle. So we have this a lot sharper rim, right? We can also add another one right here and also on the inside. So that makes it even more defined. That will catch really nice reflections when we start lighting it. So once again, on edit mode, we're going to the side view on wireframe, and we're going to select the back portion of the cauldron. Make sure it's a clean selection, then just hit X and faces. Then we'll go back to the mirror modifier and just enable Y. Good. So we can just enter edit mode. We can select something like these two faces. We can go to front view and we can hit E to extrude. Something like this should be good. So see how easy that was? We can keep tweaking that by selecting these two edges right there, hitting G and Z until they touch the ground, and we'll probably have to move them on side view with G and Y to keep the proportions right. So this is looking pretty good. On the render, we could add one more level of subdivision, clicking here on the 3, so that will look really smooth. We could do that also on the viewport, which makes it a lot smoother, but it might slow down your viewport a bit. So if you're having trouble with your viewport, just keep that on 2. I'm gonna leave it on 3 because it's fine here. Let's create a metal handle for that. So we're gonna hit Shift A, curve, path. So let's go to the front view right here, tab into edit mode, and we're gonna move these individual points until we get the shape that we want. Don't bother making the whole shape with only these 5 points because we can always extrude them and get a much better shape. So for instance, we could hit E to extrude this here and E to extrude it once again. Let's just fine tune this. Something like this. So now, of course, we can just add again the mirror modifier and make sure clipping is selected. Back to front view, back to edit mode. We're just going to snap them together. So make sure it's a smooth connection right there, but we can always tweak this. Fine, so this is enough for now. What we can do here is come to the curve tab, and under geometry, we're gonna add a bevel to it. Mind that these numbers are really sensitive, so even if we start with 0.1, this is even too thick because this is in meters. So let's try 0.1. Let's try 0.02, No, I think that's too thick. Maybe 0.017. That looks good. Yeah, that looks good. So again, let's just fix this a bit. Yeah, now that is better. All right. Now here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have to convert that to a mesh by right-clicking this and convert to mesh. So now if we enter edit mode, this is geometry now, right? So let's right-click this, set origin to geometry, and we're gonna start rotating that. So let's hit RX, something like this. Let's try to find a good position for that. Now we can enter wireframe mode and we can select, let's enter edit mode, and we can select like these front loops right here. We're gonna hit O again for proportional editing, then G and Y to bring them forward. And let's keep adjusting that. Yeah, something like this. All right. Now it's really a good idea to make it individually because we really want to break that symmetry. We want to feel something a bit organic. So let's just go to top view and we can hit G. We can reduce that influence right there. And it's really fine if it distorts because it helps us tell the story that this cauldron is quite heavy. So this metal thing has bent with the whole weight, right? So let's keep making this a little asymmetrical. Some bending. Yeah. So I think that's pretty nice, right? Okay, and we can also give it a subdivision modifier. So another way to do that is to just hit Ctrl 2. That automatically assigns the subdivision surface with 2 levels. Right click, shade smooth. All right, now let's make the liquid. So for that, we're going to hit Shift A, mesh and cylinder. Let's bring the cylinder up here. We're gonna enter edit mode, select that face, X faces, that bottom one too. Now we're gonna select that loop and hit F3, and now we're gonna type grid fill. So that will give us good topology right there. We can now select these loops right here, X faces. On object mode, right click, set origin to geometry. Let's bring that down, something like that, and scale so it fits inside the cauldron. That should be good. Now we're gonna enter again edit mode because we're gonna need more geometry here. So A to select everything, right click, subdivide. Let's repeat this like 2 times. To make the boiling effect, we're gonna use actually a modifier called displace. Don't worry, we're gonna fix it. So we can just click new, click this button right here. Then we're gonna change the type for clouds. So you see that we still need more resolution, right? Again, we're gonna give it a subdivision modifier. Just clicking right here. Let's give it 2, and then right click, shade smooth. Now that looks a lot better. And we need to bring the subdivision surface before the displace. So we're gonna click this little arrow right there. Great. Now let's again click this button on the displace modifier and let's adjust the size of the texture. So I find that a 0.4 works good. We can keep the depth at 2. That would give us more detail. Anyway, just feel free to experiment with that, but I find that 0.4 is a good value. Now, here's an awesome trick. We're gonna create an empty. We're gonna go Shift A, empty, and I like to use plain axis. Just gonna move this out of the way right here. We're gonna go back to the liquid, and we're gonna change the texture coordinates from local to object. And inside the object, we're gonna select the empty. Now watch this. The empty is controlling the texture that's inside the displace modifier. This is obviously too strong. We can bring this to about 2.5. Yeah, 2.5 works great. Let's just check that again. Yeah, it just looks great. So we're gonna animate this, right? So on the first frame here, and with the empty selected, we're gonna hit I and click location. Then let's move down the timeline, something like 120 frames. Let's make this the entire size. So right now we're on 24 frames a second. So this means that with 120 frames, we're going to have a 5-second animation. We're on frame 120. We're just gonna hit G and Z and bring the empty up, then I and location. So if we just reset the timeline and hit play, we're gonna get that cool animation. We can see that it starts very slow and then it finishes low again. We don't want that. We want that to be linear, right? So make sure both keyframes are selected. If they're not, just select them like that. We're gonna hit T and linear. Now it's constant. And we really have control over the speed of the boiling effect. So for instance, if we just go to frame 120 and we move the empty way up, we can keyframe this again with I and location. And you can see that the boiling effect is faster now. I like this speed, so I'm gonna leave this as it is. So that's it for this one. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can stay tuned for part 2. We'll do all the lighting, texturing, shading, and compositing of the Cauldron. I'll see you in the next one.